Welcome to Reread. I am reviewing two short stories from Star Wars Tales, Boo Hoo. The first one is from Star Wars Tales 1 and then continued in 2. It is called Darth Vader Extinction. And this one is maybe our next contradiction into the EU. There's not that many contradictions, but I'm going to call this one a contradiction, which is weird. The artwork is fantastic. This is where Darth Vader fights and finally kills the Dark Woman. This is the first time we'd ever seen the Dark Woman publication-wise. Later on, they would kind of flesh her character out in the Republic comic books, which I thought was great, because you knew who she was from Star Wars Tales 1 and 2. And when I first read this, I thought it was an excellent, excellent story. But it goes against everything that was set up before it. Meaning, the Emperor is like, he calls Vader forth and says, I gave you a mission to kill all the Jedi, and I want you to exterminate them all. Yes, Master, I have done that. He goes, no, there is one left. He went, what? Darth Vader's shocked. No, that's impossible. He says, I have killed all the Jedi. None of this can be true. None of this can be true. The Emperor in every book and comic book prior to this has always been like Vader. All the Darth Vader comic books are like, you need to stop with your obsession of killing Jedi. And Vader knows there's a long list of Jedi still out there. He's begging the Emperor to go out there. He's making excuses to go out there and kill more. That Vader is shocked that there's another Jedi out there. And it's outraged. Like, no, that's impossible. But again, this is Star Wars Tales. Now, I never checked with anyone to see if this was canon or not. It probably is. It probably was. But I don't remember anyone questioning it, because back early in the day, no one really questioned much of Tales except for Skippy the Jedi Droid, which obviously they told us was fake. But other than that, though, it like I said, great artwork. Great artwork. The artwork is really good in this. And that's maybe why, and I also liked it too, because like, oh, cool, he's hunting down a Jedi. But now, I mean, purge everything. It just goes against everything else that Dark Horse really put together. I mean, it's mentioned in Coruscant Nights too, but yikes. That is a continuity breaker if I ever saw one. But again, Star Wars Tales. So what do you expect? The next one is from Star Wars Tales number 6. It's called The Hovel on Terk Street. This is Greedo. It's a Greedo story. Not many Greedo stories in the EU, not that there needs to be, but he is hired by someone to find a rebel sympathizer who has disappeared. Greedo doesn't want to do it because he doesn't do anything that goes against the Empire. But when she ponies up the credits, he decides to go for it. And he is spending his credits on everyone who gives him information. Then he gets mugged. So he loses his blaster and his money, but he saves some money in a hidden pouch. So he has a little bit of money left. Basically, he's going to be broke by the end of this, and now it's just for honor. He's finishing off this bounty. He buys a blaster from Jawas with the rest of his money. The blaster's a piece of junk. He ends up saving the rebel sympathizer from someone who has him and who's torturing him to get information for the Empire, to sell to the Empire. And when he gives her over to the girl turns out to be an Imperial agent who was, she was supposed to bring him into justice to the Empire, but someone snatched him before she could get him, and she couldn't find him, so she just hired Greedo because he was a local, and he could probably ask around, and people would be more willing to talk to him to point him the way to where the captive rebel was. So Greedo's like, oh, okay, well, he didn't like being played for a fool, so he walks away to go talk to the Jawas about his gun, and that's when he realized the girl's going to kill him, because she points the blaster at Greedo and says, not so fast, where do you think you're going? I mean, I'm going to kill you too. So Greedo does the only professional looking thing in the whole, he's a bumbling idiot the whole time, but he has a knife shooter out of his sleeve, just a one-shot knife shooter, and he shoots it out, hits her in the neck, and kills her. And now he's got to go talk to a Jawa about a gun. He walks away. And goes, you saved the rebel sympathizer, right? You saved me. He's like, whatever, it was just a job. I was trying to do my job. And he walks off to go see go choke that Jawa. I like this story because, again, Greedo was never a great bounty hunter. And in this, it's obvious because he kicks himself for being mugged and falling for, walking down a back alley and getting mugged. And so he's not the best, but he does get the job done, so he's somewhat decent, Greedo was never the best. And I'm not saying there should be tons of Greedo stories. It was a missed opportunity to flesh out Greedo. But this story was actually pretty good and not a continuity breaker like Extinction was. So sad. Anyway, folks, that's it for now. See you next time.